Hey everyone. So, had to switch over to my phone. Actually, let me go ahead and plug this up. Just in case, because who knows. Internet connection is super spotty out here. So, it is what it is. Yes, all right. So, um, thank you, everyone, joining in. I am Jessica. This is my channel, Whispers of Grace. And so, what we're doing, because I used to only do $20 reads, and I'm going to try really hard. Might have to get my glasses. I'm blind. But I used to do every Wednesday $20 reads. What is going on, guys? There has to be someone new that's having some communication issues. Let me just say that. But I decided to start giving, chances to get free readings. It's only going to be one card pull, and it's only who I'm drawn to. If you want to secure a reading, I would definitely suggest doing the $20 PayPal on my laptop. And yes, guys. So bear with me because now I'm having to do everything again. So, how this is going to work, okay? Usually, I pull a collective message for everyone to hear, okay? And hopefully, it'll resonate to anyone who is in the room or needs to hear it most, okay? But if you want to secure a reading, you can do the $20 donation. But if you want to take your chances and just get a one card pull, obviously VIP is going to get first in line. Okay. Paid customers are first. But if after the collective message that we don't have anyone signed up, then I will pull one card pulls. Okay. So let me just double check real quick. I don't think anyone has signed up yet tonight. So, but again, y'all, some of my moderators will be posting it in the comments as we go on. Thank you, Michelle. And again, guys, thank you for being here. Just by y'all liking and sharing, I do see someone donated. Country Pumpkin, thank you. So just let me get your name on the list real quick. Okay. But okay. So with that being said, there is the donation link down below. You can use Super Chat. I do prefer PayPal, but not going to be stingy with it. I appreciate all of you being here tonight because y'all are helping support my channel. And I'm really, really hoping that things will start balancing themselves out so I can get the proper internet that I need in order to do this more. But yeah, it's $200 a month just for internet. Okay. So I'm trying really hard to make this work, but it is what it is. Got to work with what you got, right? So, all right. We have Kimberly and Kara on the board. Okay. So let me do this. All right. I got y'all on the list. Okay. So how this works, there is the donation link. You can do Super Chat or PayPal. Again, prefer PayPal, but not gonna bitch. So if you want to secure your reading, you can do the PayPal $20 VIP or Super Chat. But make sure you have your question ready when I call out your name, okay? Now, when it comes to the free card pull, once I get through with the VIP, then we will start tuning in to the free card pulls, okay? But it's only who I'm drawn to because I have to conserve my energy. This takes a lot of energy, guys, and I've already done a lot today. So bear with me. Bear with me. Yes, and as soon the payment, then I will make sure that I call out your name, okay? Ellie, I got you too. So let's go ahead and get started because I really want to just get the message out because I really do feel that whatever message it ends up coming through for the collective message of who's ever in the room or, you know, who's ever coming across this channel usually needs to hear it. So then therefore, even if you want to get a free card pull, but your name doesn't get called, hopefully you will still get something out of the collective message. So where do we want to start, guys? Okay. So let's pull some tarot first. What does everyone in this room need to hear most? What does the collective need to hear most, Spirit? Let's give everyone a good roundabout message so that everyone can leave here tonight with a beautiful, heartfelt, and gorgeous confirmation of whatever they're going through that is going to help them move forward for the highest good of all. Okay? So, ooh, we got the sun coming out, y'all. Sun is coming out. Let's see what they're talking about. What does this have to do with? Okay. Oh, wow, guys. Okay. Listen. This is huge. So no matter what this has to do with, okay, there's some sort of decision that is coming up for the collective. So this could be relationship, career, you know, major life changes, whatever the case. But this is something that you have possibly been stressing about. It's a direction you need to move in. And you've been kind of in this land of indecision, this limbo, not really sure which direction to take. And you're kind of been like overthinking the process, kind of reeling your mind about it, probably been losing a lot of sleep at night. And it's causing a lot of fear or anxiety about, am I making the right decision for my own happiness? Okay. Because with the sun card, this is the happiest times. This is that childlike energy. So what do we need to do? We need to have faith. Okay. So whatever the situation is, you can only make the best decision for you, right? There's been a lot coming up just today in general about, you know, being so focused. And listen, I'm not saying that we don't need to think about other people in our life, because it's by taking care, able to be in service and have the right amount of energy and the confidence to hold space for others, to be in service in this life. So don't get me wrong when I'm saying, like, do what's best for you and fuck everyone else. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, don't base your decisions or sacrifice your happiness for someone else. Okay? You can't sacrifice what makes you happy or what's you feel guilty, fearful, or obligatory for of someone else, right? This is about knowing that you have what it takes to be that loving, nurturing, compassionate person for yourself, and you're just going to have to make the best judgment call possible for your life. Okay. But this is the start of a tremendous healing process, knowing that fate and the stars are aligning in your favor when you choose your happiness. What lights your soul on fire? What inspires you? What gives you hope? What makes your life like, I have freedom? I have freedom to be happy. Happiness is my birthright, right? So you have some major shifts coming up for you, but it's going to take action. Having faith does not mean that, Like, I'm just going to sit here in my house. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to make any major decisions, and I'm going to let everything else decide for me. No, it is about having confidence and making the necessary choice for you and having the confidence to go after what you want. Okay? So understand that it's going to take you getting over, pay attention to your other senses right now, because if you really pay attention to what your intuition, what your energy is telling you, you're going to be able to make the better decision for you, right? For the direction your life needs to go in. But at the same time, it's having enough faith and confidence in yourself that you can make the decision and act quickly on it without being impulsive. That's the big message here. So no matter what area of this has to do with in your life, you literally just have to make the best judgment call that you can, and understand sometimes that means putting an end to an old cycle for you to write a new one. So go after them dreams, baby. All right. So I hope that helps somebody. Needs to hear it. I do feel like a lot of people are trying to distract you, or, maybe it's just this energy of the Mercury retrograde, and maybe you might be fighting yourself with your fears and maybe some insecurity, but you might be meeting some conflict or, resistance when it comes to your own happiness, because we do have the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Wands, guys. This is your overall success. This is your overall happiness, building a life that you can feel uh, great about. Okay, so don't let anyone stand in your way. If you want something bad enough, you're not, because there are people that want to sabotage your happiness, and you have to listen to your intuition and see beyond the veil. Okay, not everything is as it seems. So if you're going to people and they're like talking about like, oh no, you don't want to do that, or that's too hard, or whatever the case may be, if it goes against what you are initially feeling and they're feeding into your fears, then those people don't have the, what's the best word for this? It's, they don't have your best intentions at heart. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So, all right. So, let's do this. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nelson. I appreciate you. Love you, brother. Um, okay. Country Pumpkin, you are up first, my dear. What can I help you out with? All right. So she says, my husband and I both agree with us going, but he keeps trying to delay everything. I am trying to move forward, not just the divorce, but is he still wearing a mask? Well, it's funny that you say that, because I feel like just even that general message kind of relays what we're talking about here. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anyone deter you from what you know is needs to happen, right? If both of you are coming to that agreement of this is what, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's scared of losing control. That's really what it is. Okay. And also what I'm hearing, because we have let go of control issues and you deserve love. I feel what's really happening is that he feels, now that it's coming to this point and you do understand, like, okay, this is the route that I want to go in. It's going to be better and more, abundant for both of us to just go our separate ways, right? Like, that's a big, but now it's time for us to go in separate directions and try to be civil about it. Okay, good for you. But what I feel like is finally hitting him, and why he's trying to delay things, is because he realizes that he should have put in more effort into this relationship, and maybe it wouldn't have gone the way that it did. So now he's trying to gain control back over the situation because he's realizing exactly what he had when he took advantage or took it for granted before. Okay. So, what is her husband currently feeling about this divorce? And why is he delaying it? So let's start with, how is he feeling? How is he feeling about this divorce? Yeah, because he feels like you're a soulmate. So he feels this very strong pull towards you. And he wants to actually give this another chance. But I feel like even though express your love is here, he's not quite expressing his true intentions of why he's trying to delay it. It's coming out more in an immature way. Okay. So why is that why he's delaying it? Um, let's see. Why is he delaying the inevitable? Why is he delaying the process? Yeah. So worth waiting for. Okay. So would it seem delay the process enough that maybe you will see things differently? Okay. He's trying to buy time, is what honestly what I'm feeling. But he also has to understand he's trying to renew something with you, but the way that he's going about it, like, he needs to take a different approach, because like I said, I still feel like it's pretty immature. Um is he still cheating? Let's see. What are his what are the husband's intentions towards her when she's not around or behind her back? What's really going on? And that's what I was saying. Like, I think he's finally realizing, like, he didn't really give it a chance and he didn't go about it in the right way. And now he's really having to face his shit. Um, it's usually not until, you're really about to lose something that you realize what you have. Okay. I honestly don't. I'm honestly not seeing anyone else at this particular time. But I do feel like, his cheating ways were a form of sabotage. Okay. And he's really fighting this internally. It's creating a lot of burdens for him. And, what are his intentions, even behind your back? Like, he's got a lot of baggage that he's carrying. So with the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Wands, this shows me that this is something he really struggles with. And he has this thing with self-sabotage. Okay. And I feel like until he properly deals with this stuff and really learns to tame his pride and his ego, like, it could eventually, I mean, either way, I feel like he's just trying to smooth things over. Okay. Yeah. He's trying to move in a different direction with you, but, like, he's so fearful that he's not going to be able to rebuild this with you. Um, this situation and have that freedom, that you would be able to build a life far beyond what you were able to build together. Okay. And I think he's realizing that now, and now it's coming to bite him in the ass. So, and even with the 6 of Swords, like, the woman and the child here is already on land. Like, you already have your your direction in sight. Like, you know where you want to go. But it's more of that, like, look how he's hunched over, right? It's like the dog with the tail between the legs, and he's carrying four swords, which says, I need healing, I need time. But here, he's holding the three swords, which is the sword of heartbreak, laying down the swords, refusing to make a decision because he won't deal with his baggage, right? So he's understanding that his baggage has sabotaged this, but he's still refusing to deal with it by reacting in that immature manner. So let's see. What would he really like to tell you? Yeah. So, he's just feeling a lot of emotions, and you have a way of bringing things out in him that he's not used to feeling. And I feel the way that he's looking at it is, even though he has done things wrong or hasn't quite um, gone about things in the right way, you're what's comfortable and familiar for him, and he doesn't want to lose that. So he's trying to delay the process, so hopefully he can turn it in a different direction and kind of get you to go back into the flow of the routine. But at the same time, if he doesn't deal with his pain and his baggage, y'all are going to fall back into that same old cycle. Okay, it needs to be addressed. So I hope that helps. All right. So Kimberly is up next. All right. So Kimberly, hey Ellie. I now have a perfect job finishing my BA, happiness overflowing. However, no twin flame, although I feel him near. When will they come? Well, and that's the thing. That's one of the hardest things to let go of. Out. When is it going to play out? Um, the best thing that you can do is what you're doing is just living in that abundance, living in that happiness, and really allowing that light to attract. We're actually going to be having a conversation about this. There's no booklet on, everyone has their own experiences, but at the same time, they can all be very similar. But everyone's on their own time wave, their, frequency, whatever. But, no one can really say, like, when is your twin coming back? Because some people are meant to be with their twin this lifetime. It is what, like, need to be addressed, and it has to do with free will. So what I can do is, see how he's feeling about you right now, and get some advice on G back in for you. So let's see, how is Kimberly's twin flame feeling? Okay. So listen, I feel like your DM still has a lot to go through, okay? Um I'm sorry, country, I've already moved on from yours. Um if you need more clarity, please book a personal reading, cuz I'm trying to keep these pretty quick and to the point. So if you need in-depth, that's what these are for, to kind of open the door. If you need in depth or just need another, 10 minutes or whatever, please, you can book another mini reading with me. But I can't spend too much time on these because I want to make sure that I get to everyone tonight. So, all right, back to Kimberly. Sorry. Um, okay. There's still a lot that yours needs to go through. Okay. I do feel like your DM is really ignoring some major red flags about healing issues that are occurring. You're so welcome, hon. Um, Especially when it comes to commitment or trust issues. Okay. I feel like he has a real fear of getting involved when it comes to like the deeper emotional aspect. I feel that, when it comes to relationships, it's more of like going towards things that are comfortable and familiar that, it might hurt a little bit if you lose, but he knows it's not going to be the end of the world, right? So, yeah. He's understanding now that he has made some wrong decisions by letting you walk away, but he does need he needs to hold himself accountable and fix the situation. He senses you everywhere, and you know, he needs okay. So with him ignoring the being divorced or unhealthy relationships that he's witnessed, and it's caused a lot of commitment phobias or trust issues, and what his big lesson right now is realizing that he deserves love, like the agape love that comes from the twin flame, and really, like, looking at those mirrors. The mirrors are not easy, you know what I'm saying? You're doing that reflecting, and you have someone who is the perfect image and reflecting all that shit back to you about your commitment phobias. um it's hard to look in the mirror and realize how you've been holding yourself back, right? So his big lesson right now is realizing that he deserves that love, and it's him that's keeping him imprisoned. Like, his beliefs, his thought process, and his actions are the only thing holding him back from the love that he so deserves. So that's his big lesson right now. Um, but at the same, still feeling you, right? He still feels your energy. Um, and that's why he senses you everywhere. But spirit is definitely pushing him to take the next step. And um what is spirit pushing him to take the next step with? Release the baggage. To release the baggage. Because he's carrying so much, it's suffocating. So that one. But he wants you to know that, okay, first off, he's been visiting you in your dreams. All right. So a lot of stuff is happening on the astral level. So even though you're not like maybe in communication or in physical union, there's still a lot going on in the 5D. Okay. So what he wants to remind you is that your beauty mesmerizes him. He watches you from afar, so he's probably watching either social media or just checking up on you in 5D. And he knows he doesn't act like it, but he can't help it. Um, but he can't let you know how much you affect him. And that's why it's easier for him to stay away from you. So, listen, it might be a while before he can get through this process, and we need to be patient of everyone's process. I know it's really hard when we have these deep connections with people and we want them now, but that's why we got to release control, because everyone has their own way and their own process of doing things, and we need to respect that process, okay? So let's see. Can we get a timeline? And again, this is fluid. This is not for definite, but I'll see if I can get a timeline for you. And what will the process be before he comes back? Give us a timeline and process. And honestly, what I'm hearing is like, you know, and this is when the big change starts to happen, when we really start taking necessary actions to change our life, is when we get tired of our own shit, right? So that's kind of the process that needs to happen, is when he gets tired and he chooses to take the time to reflect and transform, right? So right, the triggers are crazy, but you know, the triggers are blessings. The triggers are blessings because it really helps you understand where we still need to address things, right? Even if you have been, and I had that conversation too with the client, you know, it's not that we haven't been working on these things. You might get triggered over something you thought you've been working on for the last 3-4 years. Back so many layers of it, but there's still more layers to go, right? Some of these things are so deeply rooted, and honestly, it might not just be from this life. So when you're talking all the stuff that you've been through in this life, including past life, ancestral stuff, and you're breaking all these karmic cycles, that takes time. That takes process. And I feel like we got to take a little bit of the pressure off the DMs to, you know, get to work and be perfect, because isn't that what they already get in life? Don't, like, there's so much pressure, the same pressure that women get, there's so much pressure on the men too. Be stone cold, don't show emotion, be a hard ass, be a hard worker, better be a good fucking husband, you know what I'm saying? And it's like there's so many stigmas placed on the sexes that get really unhealthy, and we have to be patient and understanding and compassion, and again, hold that space for their process too. So I know it's uncomfortable because we want to be with them, but at the same time, we want to be with them in the right way, right? We don't want to attract them into our lives when they have all this bullshit going on, because if we're still going through our process, no matter how good we're feeling, right? Imagine the shit storm. So just take that into consideration, guys. Forever needs to hear that. um, but it's this whole process is about him coming to his truth, being open and honest, and being able to share where, like, to share verbally with you and with the world and with himself of where he has refused to look at himself, right? I feel like he's been in victim mode really long time, like, oh, I'm just this way and this is how I am because of so, right? And he's not realizing he's the common denominator. When he gets tired of his own shit and realizes that it's up to him to make the necessary changes, that's when he's going to come back, right? When he starts doing that internal work and really shining the light on where he's been holding himself back, because you are in tune with your emotions, because you are the sensitive badass that you are, like, he's gonna keep in that energy, girl, that you are a beautiful being, and it's gonna come in so unexpected, but it's gonna take time. It's gonna be when you least expect it. It's gonna honestly be when you were so, like, all up in your life and just living the fucking dream, and then all of a sudden he's just gonna be there, and you're gonna be like, where you been this whole time? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one of those moments, okay? So again, live your life. You are doing, and he will follow it like a beacon. And it's not guaranteed, but there are so many twin flames out there that have done that, where they're just that gets put out that says, I can have that too, right? Why can't I have that too? And that's the turning point that the DMs need. So I hope that helps you. Oh, good, good. Yeah, I'm glad that makes sense. All these messages help everyone, so we're proud of you. All right, Kara's up next. Okay. Rebecca, I got you on the list. All right. So Kara, I don't even know what messages the spirit have for me. It's been kind of rough, but I ain't stopping. That's right. That's right. Okay. So where do we want to go with this, guys? Okay. I feel like it's been a little scattered for you lately, girl. They got me pulling all over the place. All over the place. What does Kara need to know at this time? Girl. Woo. My gut is like turning right now. So, okay. What's the best way to put this? Alright. So they want me to start pulling High Priestess on the bottom. You know what she does. Okay. Oh, good. I'm so glad y'all are enjoying this. Tell me what this Five of Swords is all about. I feel like this is more about sabotage. Okay. But I feel like this is more about self-sabotage. Okay. So some of the lessons that are coming up for you. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, then. Woo! Spirit is calling you out, girl. Okay. All right. So this really has to do with, your fear of love. Okay. It's like you're at that phase where the idea of love is slightly exciting, but it's also nerve-wracking at the same time. So what they're really bringing up, the power couple, right? And having that solid commitment where he is your motivator, you are the leader, and y'all just make shit happen. Okay. But they're telling you, especially with the Six of Swords, the Fool, and the Chariot, and the Lovers. I mean, come on now. And we have the Prince of Cups, the Charmer. Like, all this has to do with love. Okay. All of it has to do with love. So, a lot of what is coming up for you is like any area, and I'm going to make it very general, but a lot of this does have to do with allowing love into your life. Okay. Allowing someone to show up with generosity and compassion, but also allowing you your privacy to expand your horizon. But this is about taking that chance and moving in the direction that you need in order to attract the love that you so deserve. Okay. And everything that's coming up for you right now are underlying issues of where you are blocking or sabotaging it. Okay. This week or through this Mercury retrograde are all things that have kind of had the underlying issue of why you're so fear comes in. You start feeling this nervousness but excitement, and you're just like, yeah, right. um but it's also about having that understanding and that sense of self-worth, that you deserve someone who is going to be that motivator to allow you to be the leader of your life, right? So, yes. And it also has to do with, breaking away from those old traditional commitments too, and realizing that you don't live in that storyline anymore, right? And I'm sure Joe probably brought up a lot of that too, and everything around that. But with the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the World, and the Strength, this is a lot of powerful energy that's coming up. So everything you're transmuting is helping clear that way. So not only are we talking about, especially with your overall success with your business and your creativity, but it can also talk about like having that something so solid and so profound that you're willing to let your heart be open, right? So, with the World card being here and the Strength, it's really about, understanding what belief systems, what patterns, and the the fear associated with love that needs to be cleared out so that you can start these new beliefs and these new traditions for yourself. Um, because with the World card, she holds the power in her hand, right? She's completely raw, she's vulnerable, she's floating in the air, but she has the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay? So this is about taking your power back and not letting the past dictate your future. That's why everything's coming up the way that it's coming up for you. Okay? So, yeah. So, what does she need to know most at this time when it comes to the triggers and everything she's transmuting? What is this overall going to do for her? Listen, I can't make this shit up, y'all. Same suits. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay? You got a power couple energy that is wanting to come into your life, but you're blocking it. Okay? Like, that sense of I'm good, like I don't really need it right now, I'm fine where I'm at. It's also this not being open to it. Okay? And I feel like you've become very comfortable with your independence and being single and just working on your coin and tending to your own garden because you don't want to get wrapped up into the same cycles that you've been in before. So it's easier to just keep on moving. But if you notice, the energy is going to keep following you until you turn around and face it. Okay? When you realize that that energy has been there the entire time, just knocking on the back door, waiting for you to turn around and answer it. Okay? You're going to have to weigh your options, but I do feel that with the Knight of Swords being here, you know, it's one of those things where these two energies being on either side of it is going to kind of clash and really help you understand your projections. Okay? It's going to help you understand your projections when it comes to the way people approach you, how they show up in your life, and your decision-making skills when it comes to love in general, or letting people in too close to you. That's honestly what I feel. Okay, so let's get some advice for you. But I'm telling you, the Queen of Wands, King of Wands, 2 times. Okay, Kara. The Lovers. All right, so what's the best advice for Kara when it comes to this situation? What is the best advice? Okay. So we have Pope Joan, the pontiff of possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. White buffalo calf woman, the prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. And the Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. So, again, you're fine being single. You're used to being single, being a mama, working on your business, all that kind of stuff. You're used to being in the hermit mode now, right? You're used to being alone. That's okay too. But this is also giving you the opportunity with what you're doing with your business, like even your grief video, transforming that pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love, right? That's why all of this is coming up for you. So it's helping you open your heart, allow your heart to be free so it can be the compass to what limitless possibilities are waiting for you, which is the Queen and King of Wands. Okay. So they want me to read this one. So we're going to read it. All right. And Ellie, you're up next. So if you want to go ahead and get your question ready, babe. So Pope Joan, where are you? 14. Okay. So she says, we can so easily get caught beneath the glass ceiling of what we think is possible. But the truth is that everything is possible. It's hard for us to imagine just how much the divine wants for our lives, much more than we could ever hope for. Pope Joan isn't possible, it is. Or even better, there is something our soul wants for us that will give us more than we can think to ask for. Pope Joan is a sign to trust in what you believe about yourself. Trust what's within you. Don't rely on what you see around you, and have faith. Know that the circumstances you are currently in are transformed from within. Begin to believe in a vision of your life. Cultivate the capacity to see it, to really imagine it with all of your senses, and you will live into the day when it exists as the reality that now surrounds you. Pope Joan's right hand is held with the papal blessing, a Christian Christ dual nature as both fully human and fully divine. The human ego is limited and lives beneath a glass ceiling. Joan demonstrates to us that for the soul, the glass ceiling doesn't even exist. Trust in what the soul knows is possible for you. This is Joan's wry smile reminds us. So what they want you to ask yourself is, what helps me remember that all things are still possible for me? Okay? So, hope that helps you, babe. All right. Ellie, any messages for us this month? Anything we need to know? I got you, girl. I got you. All right. So let's see. What does Ellie and Dewey need to know this month on their journey? Okay. Whoa. What do they need to know most on their travels this month? You know, one of the things that I'm hearing right now, especially with the King of Cups and the Four of Cups being here, is like, don't be afraid of taking up like unexpected or new opportunities, okay? That you have turned away, that you kind of say, man, I wish I would have done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we should have taken that trip. Maybe we should have taken that route. Maybe I should have done that. Whatever the case may be. I feel like this is a really good time for you. And, you know, you were just saying earlier, I feel great, but I'm sure my time is coming, right? And this is why you and Ellie are so good together, because you both hold that space for each other. Trust me, brother, your time's coming, because there's a moment of surrender that's going to happen for you. And again, I was just talking about the balance, right? You have been in a budget fear. Yeah, I understand. So, but they are bringing up, and you could be more in your masculine energy, okay? So just take however it resonates. But it's like, at the same time, you know, it's about facing those fears and, you know, charging at them, right? Like, okay, even Kara's message, everything is possible for me, right? We have to make sure that we are asking for the help too. Because, listen, I'm not even gonna lie. I got out of my habit of, you know, being in that attitude of gratitude, thanking spirit every day, letting them know what it is I need. In the moment that I was like, nah, y'all can't do this to me. Y'all got to come through with a miracle. I need this, this, and this. Bam, 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 within 2 days. Okay? Let them know what you need. Okay? Even if it comes in the smallest way, it will come in multiple small waves. It's not going, you know, it might not just come in like, oh, I'm going to win the lottery and a large lump sum falls in my lap, but it might come in small increments, right? Still a blessing. It is still a miracle. But it can come in unexpected ways. You just have to be open to receive it. So it's about facing those fears, understanding you have everything that you need together, and it's just about staying committed to your journey, right? Staying committed to that 10 of Cups energy. And understand too, like, it's okay. We just don't want you to stay there, right? So I feel like a lot of this is about choices for you, right? And the opportunities that are presenting themselves. I also feel too that you need to make sure that both of you are on the same page when making these decisions. And when those fears come up, really lean on each other to help the other get through it, right? Because this is some nasty shit. Um, and it could just be, those old belief systems. Because remember what you've already been through? Remember how hard it was to get over I'm uprooting my life. I'm leaving everything behind. You were worried about finances then too. But yet you still made the leap, right? You made it this far, right? So you know that they're going to provide for you, but you have to ask for what it is that you need to survive. And again, be open to receiving that. So, all right, what else do they need to know? What's coming their way? And by the way, when I have some extra money, I'm getting that beautiful bitch t-shirt. That's all me, okay? I'm just saying. I will wear the shit out of that shirt. I just don't have, I gotta be careful right now. So thank y'all for supporting a sister. But all right, let's see. Six of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this is just fighting the illusion. The illusion that, you know, facing the fear of not being able to know what, and again, it's that control factor of fighting the fear of not seeing where you're heading, right? And a lot of this has to do with like old belief systems, things from your past might be coming back up for you. And it's kind of been a long time coming because they wanted you to have this reunion and start making the necessary moves and taking your time and, that progress. But now things that have been avoided or overlooked are going to start coming up because now you have the strength of each other to face this shit, right? I mean, both of these, that's some nasty shit, man. That's not pretty, okay? So, but it's anything that makes you feel stuck or makes you feel like you're paralyzed with fear, right? When you're paralyzed with fear, are you going to make any necessary moves? Probably not. Then you start getting messy. You start getting impulsive. They don't want that. They don't want that for you. So, anything that has been kind of causing any sort of stagnation with your abundance, within the life changes, and any sort of conflict that has been going on underneath the surface is going to be coming up for you. Okay. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with the root issue, the root chakra, right? And a lot of times when our root ends up becoming like um I don't want to say blocked. It's like when it is not functioning properly, then we end up feeling stuck. That's actually one of the things that I will be talking about in my workshop. Because we start feeling this stagnation when our root chakra is not functioning. Okay. So, all right. So really look at the root. Ask yourself, what belief systems am I still carrying that's creating conflict when it comes to making necessary and just decisions for my life and for my well-being? Okay. There are so many things that want to come into your life. Ask spirit for what you need, tell them what you need, and step out of your own way. Okay. So let's pull an advice card for Ellie and Dewey. What's the best advice that you can give them for moving forward with confidence and abundance? It's the best advice that you can give Ellie and Dewey for moving forward with confidence and abundance. All right. You and Kara, the point of possibilities. The possibilities are endless. So I'll read her again in case you didn't get it. All right. So the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. We can so easily get caught beneath the glass ceiling of what we think is possible. It's hard for us to imagine just how much the divine wants for our lives. Much we think that what we want isn't possible, it is. Or even better, there's something our soul wants for us that will give us more than what we think to ask for. Pope Joan is a sign to trust in what you believe about yourself. Trust what's within you. Don't rely on what you see around you. Have faith. Know that the circumstances you believe in a vision of your life. Cultivate the capacity to see it, to really imagine it with all of your senses that now surrounds you. Pope Joan's right hand is held in the papal blessing, the Christian movement of benediction. The two fingers that point downward represent Christ's dual nature as both fully human and fully divine. The human ego is limited and lives beneath the glass ceiling, doesn't even exist. Trust in what the soul knows is possible for you. This is what Joan's wry smile reminds us. So ask yourself, what helps me remember that all things are still possible for me? Okay? Yeah. All right. So, Rebecca, you were up next, my dear. Oh. I still have a few more on the VIP. But yeah, guys, for anyone who's joining in, the pick a cards are free, or the pick one card is free. But it will have to be after I get done with the VIP. And if you want to guarantee a reading, the $20 VIP is the way to go. I will choose who I am drawn to, which, of course, I can't see my screen that well. So, but yeah, I will pick whoever I'm drawn to once I get done with the VIPs. Okay. So, what's coming in for me? Some new developments. All right. Let's see. What is going on with Rebecca? Any new developments? What is happening? What is happening with Rebecca? What is coming in, my friends? Give us something good. What is coming in for Rebecca? All right, Spirit. What's coming in for Rebecca? New developments. What's happening? Well, okay then. So they have kind of three different things going on. So I'm going to start with the first cards. All right. So we have the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords popping out. So this is talking, and this all kind of ties in with what's coming, right? So I feel like these are kind of past energies or possible current energies where you know, there are some areas of your life that just seem kind of disappointing, feel like really in your head, like not being able to make necessary moves, decisions, or to be able to see things clearly, right? And I feel that, you know, a lot of what's happening is spirit is making you uncomfortable from these areas that are causing a lot of upset or keeping you in very familiar uh unbalanced patterns, right? So with the Five of Cups, this always presents to me, you know, especially the whole river of tears. This can be slight depression, anxiety, kind of being caught up in your emotions about how things have gone on in the past, and really kind of going over certain things that didn't go in your favor, and yet you're not really having that attitude of gratitude, right? Like not seeing what's right there, but it panned out the way that you expected. And yet it's keeping you in this mental cycle of, I kind of feel, when's my time? Like, when's the time to move? When's the time to take the action? And spirit's really going to end up forcing, like, if this is something that um, has been happening for you, I feel like there's still a lot more that's unfolding for you, because um there could be a possible, so I have you showing up as the Queen of Cups and a male energy that's showing up as the King of Swords. So I feel that in order for you to be like truly open and honest with your emotions, there's someone else, and this could just be your masculine energy of being able to voice those concerns and the emotions that you're feeling. But the Nine of Pentacles is in between it, so this is talking about your independence and your abundance level and being able to just like thrive on your own. With that being said, we have the Magician, the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Swords, which tells me that these energies that might have haunted your past, it's like you're manifesting something brand new and something very passionate for yourself. It's causing you to move away from anything that is going to cause these energies in your life, right? Anything that's making you feel depressed, lonely, like you can't quite see the necessary actions or the route to take, that's the stuff that needs to be addressed and moved away from. But it's by being in your own power, being true to your own emotions, and really speaking up about this stuff so that you can take your power back, is what I'm seeing. Okay, so let's see, what is this eight or Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords? So it seems like there's, okay, so with the Three of Wands coming out, this kind of seems like it has to do more of your perception of your future. Like maybe there are things that you have had in the works for a long time that you're not really seeing the turnaround on, but you're so busy looking at the future, you're not really seeing like everything that you are accomplishing right here, right now, and how much power is in this present moment. Um, and Spirit's kind of been picking up on that too. So, and it could just be a lot of the stuff that's coming up during the Mercury retrograde, right? Um, so what is this upset? So, yeah. Um, so it could be that, you know, there's some sort of relationship, and I mean, it can be anything right now. Um, where there's like, how is this going to turn out? I've put in so much effort, I've put in so much time and energy, and I'm not really happy with where it's at right now. And you're really not sure on what decision to make that's not going to fuck up like the future plans for all of this. But at the same time, you're not realizing that all the work that you have and are putting in is cultivating the space for this relationship. Okay. So, and yeah, and I just saw the Two of Cups too. It's going to take some time because there's some cycles that need to be completed. Okay. Cycles completed opens new doors. So keep doing your thing. So why is this Magician and the Ace of Wands and the Six of Swords here? What does this have to do with? So again, Knight of Pentacles, Emperor. So Aries, Gemini, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo energy, if any of that makes sense for you. But I feel like this is, again, like really about standing in your own power, manifesting the life that you so desire, but also having the courage to walk away from things that are causing a disruptance in your life that are no longer in a vibrational alignment. Okay. And yes, it's going to take time. Yes, it's going to take a lot of effort. But with the Knight of Pentacles being here, you're walking right towards the goal that, you know, the Emperor takes control over their life. And especially with the Magician, like, you know, again, look at that. Okay. So manifest the life that you want. Understand that you have what it takes to conquer anything in your life and have that authority over what you allow and what you leave. Okay. Um, so let's see. What is this Queen of Cups, King of Swords? There's a judgment call that needs to happen. Okay. Um, the divine is getting involved. There's a lot of ascension happening, and it's like the old ways of doing things are done. You can't take those old beliefs and the same patterns with you. So yeah, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. So yeah, listen, there are more options and more paths available than you think. We have the Ace of Cups with the Justice card, so you're really going to have to just lean into your heart space to make the best decision. You have to choose the Ten of Cups energy. Choose whatever feels stable, feels secure, feels happy, feels like you're thriving, and all the options are available to you, but know that whoever you accept into your life, like, they need to be able to stand beside you. Okay? They need to be able to carry this weight too. And there's definitely a sense of being guarded. Okay? With the King of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the World card, like, I just feel that this masculine energy is kind of guarded, defensive, and not really sure how to complete some of these trials and tribulations that they're dealing with. And that's why your independence, your happiness, and your overall abundance, that's really what I see. So I hope that helps you. If you need more clarity, you know, I think a personal session. So, all right. Let me see. All right. We're almost to the end of the list, guys. So then we can start pulling. What is going on here? Oh. All right. Yes. This is our last one. You're welcome, honey. So Michelle is last on the list, and then we can start pulling some free cards, guys. So make sure that y'all stick around for that if you want to read it. All right. What does Spirit want you to know most of this time? Okay. Okay. What does Michelle need to know most at this time? All right. So I'm still getting used to this deck. So let's see. I feel like there might be some things that I need to read in the book, but we'll see what comes out. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Luck. Luck is on your side, my friend. All right. So we have the Nine of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. So the Analyst, Courage, Obsession. So, kind of feels like you're analyzing something that, I feel like there's something either completing and opening up room for something else, because we do have, this might have to do with some sort of relationship in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but we do have masculine and feminine there, okay? And um so I do feel like whatever the situation is, I feel like there's some sort of connection that has come into your life where you just feel really blessed, really lucky that this has come in for you, but at the same time you're analyzing it. Yeah, never that, Michelle, never. But it's also helping you understand. I feel like a lot of this is transforming that, like, connection between what you're seeing and receiving from spirit, okay? And like you're trying to analyze the messages and why all of this is coming up for you. But with the Seven of Wands being here, I feel like, because then typically the Seven of Wands, like in traditional tarot, does talk about, having defenses up and whatever, but it could also talk about conflict. But it's telling you to have courage to overcome the obsessions, right? So let's see. What is the Nine of Swords? Because, the Nine of Swords also talks about kind of losing sleep, being restless, having to face some shadow. So let's see. Why is the Queen of Swords here? What is she analyzing? Let's ask that. What is she analyzing? What is Michelle analyzing? The Seven of Pentacles. So, okay. I feel like these are two separate situations. Kind of Pentacles here with the Star. So, um, this definitely has to do with some sort of relationship in your life, but I also feel like there's two different aspects to it. I feel like there's, on one hand, there's been a pause, there's been some sort of break, but there's also a sort, like a feeling of investment, right? Of like putting in the effort, not really knowing where it's going, but just trusting that the effort that you put in is going to pay off in the long run. So, what is the Seven of Wands here? So, King of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So, you know, there could, talking about a water sign, see, yeah, So we have an air sign here as well. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, strong Pisces energy and strong Aquarius energy, especially with the star. But I feel like there's some sort of clarity that's coming through about someone who has either been defensive or kind of like blocking things out. And that's probably why you're analyzing, because there's some sort of truth that's come out that maybe you weren't too happy or excited about, okay? Especially if it was your DM, all right? So why is this Nine of Swords here? Yeah, so I feel like if this is pertaining to your DM or to someone significant in your life, it's kind of like obsessing if there's someone else in the picture, or if there's like overindulgence happening, maybe there's some parties, or, you know, yeah, overindulgence for sure, okay? And I feel like there's, you know, and this could even be the obsession with the Nine of Swords being here too. Like, if this is something that you're thinking about a lot or worrying about, maybe even worrying about the connection, it's, and listen, even if it don't make sense right now, might make sense later. Just remember that, okay? But let's see what this Nine of Swords says. Nine of Wings. So, upright. Take time to confront and cope with an obsession. Either yours or that can derail a new or existing relationship by producing in you or your partner boring patterns of thinking, speaking, and acting. Thoughtlessness, cynicism, or an overly judgmental nature may also result. Disillusionment about true love, if not dealt with, can lead to compulsion, paranoia, or physical illness. Adequate sleep and meditation can reduce obsessing over endless doubts and fears. Professional counseling can help you act appropriately and heal. So, you know, there, especially with the, you know, Three of Cups and the Devil being here, this could definitely be talking about some sort of addiction, right? And let's see, what is the addiction actually about? What is the addiction actually about? I feel like the obsession, and I mean, either way, the Six of Wands is on the bottom again. Yeah, the Lovers is kind of peeking its head out there too. So it's a decision that's going to be having to make about a relationship. But what is kind of presenting itself right now is like the effort that has been put in, or like putting in this effort just to have to start over, okay? To go in a different direction, to release all your baggage and just let go. Um, there are many routes available to you, so you're going to have to choose whatever route most suits you. It's kind of being at this crossroads, but if this is dealing with a relationship, it's about understanding who's going to best suit the responsibility at hand. Because in this deck, like, they're holding the world, they're supporting each other, right? And if this is involved, that's kind of the challenge here. Let's pull, what does she need to remember at this time when it comes to love? It is safe for you to love. So open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And I feel like this is about that reciprocation, right? Making sure that you and your partner, whoever that may be, are on the same page, and being able to trust whoever you let into your life. Keep an open mind, because your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, but codependency is at hand. So again, addictions are affecting your romantic life. Let's see what codependency says, and then we'll go on. So this card answers your questions in perhaps a surprising way, because addictions are the culprit behind the issues you're attempting to resolve. This could be your own craving for a substance or unhealthful behavior, or it could be that your partner's addictions are impacting your love life. The card is also an indicator of childhood experiences in an addictive family. Addictions numb the heart to pain, but they also diminish its capacity to love. Since love is the basis of your romantic partnerships, addictions become a barrier to moving forward towards true emotional intimacy. This is especially true if you're twisting yourself in knots to please a person whose dependency has lessened his or her capacity for happiness. That a no-win situation will negatively affect your self-esteem, your own happiness, if you continue. So, if you're dealing with someone, anyone in your life that has sort of addiction issues, right? Whether that be, a romantic partner or not, this could be someone like that fixer, that savior complex, where you feel responsible for making sure that this person's good, or, whatever the case may be. But it's time to move the wheel of fortune back in your favor and have that luck on your side to overcome any challenges that may arise. And have patience. Okay. But yeah, listen, we got justice, truth, and the Emperor. Take back your power. Um, Respect. But we also have indecision under that. So it's like you're not really sure what direction to move in. But this is a really good time for you to just tune in and make the best decision you feel is right for you at this time, or whenever the situation arises. Okay. And addictions can come in so many forms. It could be gambling, it could be sex, it could be drugs, alcohol, it could be addiction to victim mentality. Like, it can come in so many different forms. So if you see someone that's living a lifestyle that is more, you know, a one-track mind, okay? And again, it might not be happening right now, but this is what they're trying to warn you about, because they work like that too, okay? So, all right. So, that is the end of our list tonight, and we have about 30 minutes. So, who wants a free card pull? Let's start getting some questions in there, and I'll see who I'm drawn to. Yes, it's been a long day. Yeah. So, Tammy, just intuitively, and listen, and this is something that I've been dealing with too. So, lack mentality is a very real thing, and it's hard when you're being faced with these hardships, but we also have to be clear in what we're asking from spirit. So, if you need money, career opportunities, financial stability, first you got to be willing to make some risk, right? But you also have to be open to receiving the blessings that you have been asking for, right? So, like, when you're praying, how clear are you being with your intentions, right? And one of the best sayings that I ever saw and heard was, it's not knowing that God can, but that God will. That's where faith comes in, right? So when you're asking, know that they will provide, right? And it's not that there's a lack of fear, because we're human. There's going to be some, fear involved, because of course we don't want to be homeless. Of course we don't want to be out on our ass or have to choose between groceries and medicine, which is a total thing. Like, who knows if our lights are going to be on? Like, these are normal concerns living in this world. But at the same time, when we raise our vibration and we have enough faith and we also have the courage to ask for help, and when spirit and God starts bringing people into our lives that say, hey, I want to help you out, or let me buy a service, or whatever the case may be, and we say no, like, pride says, I'm not going to accept that favor. Or say someone wants to buy you lunch and you're like, no, I got it, it's fine. All these little things add up. I used to run into that all the time, where I had people in my life that were struggling too, but I was struggling real hard. And if they couldn't pay all of the service at once, and then when they tried to give me the other portion, I'm like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. That's me telling the universe that I don't want the blessings that are coming my way, right? I asked spirit very clearly the other day, like, I need y'all to come through within 2 hours. Within 2 hours, the opportunity presented itself. And I know this person was struggling too, but I had to let the universe know that I am willing to accept those blessings. So, um, let's pull a card for you. What advice do you have for, oh goodness, Tammy? What advice do you have for Tammy? And again, y'all got to get clear, you know. Exactly. So Tammy, and that's where we gotta, that's one of the hard things that I've had to struggle with too, is I've always been the giver, but I have never been the receiver, right? So I honestly feel like that's where your biggest lesson is going to come in, is where can you allow yourself to receive, right? So if you're going to say, I need help, I am financially struggling, I need a blessing, I need this much amount in my account by the end of the week, but yet you refuse to take someone's help, right? Release the control of how it's going to come in, and tell spirit, like, oh well, it has to come in this way, or it's against my freaking standards. That's pride, that's ego, right? So put your pride aside and allow yourself to accept the blessings that are coming your way. Okay, so what advice do you have for Tammy? And listen, it hurts at first. I mean, I cried my eyes out when that blessing came in. And even at the time, like, because it was someone that's very close to me and is a family member, I even at that moment, like, I was so grateful for the blessing, but it wasn't till a few hours later that I was like, holy crap, I asked for that this morning, and it came within 2 hours of me praying about it. Like, spirit on speed dial, you know what I'm saying? And I had to end up calling them back, like, listen, I asked for a miracle this morning, and at the time I didn't realize how much of a blessing. Like, I understood it was a blessing, but I didn't understand just how big of a blessing it was. And I see you, I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for loving me and supporting me and everything, that yeah, well, again, it's okay to receive, guys. We have to be able to understand that, there has to be an equal energy exchange. Like if we're just giving, but we're refusing to receive, we're always going to be in some sort of lack mentality, right? Just is. So, all right, advice for Tammy. What advice do you have for Tammy when it comes to financial matters? All right. The Saint of Authenticity. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. And on the bottom, we have I am a warrior of Lynn. My devotion attracts resources and support. Okay. So, like, how devoted are you in your faith? How devoted are you in getting what you need in order to survive? Right? Like, if you got to cut certain things out, if you got to sacrifice some things in order to make sure bills are paid, food's on the table, like sometimes you got to make some hard decisions, but like things come up like that, okay? So let's see. 22. 2 is a sign of having to make some necessary choices. Down into 4. All right. So when we find the courage to be true to who we are, a vitality returns to us, a voice that's both moving and compelling simply because it's authentic. Saint Perpetua's words in her very personal and emotional diary were so impactful that 200 years later, the renowned church from Father Augustine could write about their beauty and truth. Saint Perpetua suggests that there is no greater power than choosing to remain our authentic self in all circumstances. She's that person who remained loyal to her soul, and she urges us through her example to embrace the power of being authentic now. Even in the face of death, she courageously held fast to her truth that she was Christian. Her right hand reveals the Christ mudra. She also reminds us that journal writing can be a sacred act of returning to ourselves and of listening to the soul voice inside of us and of going inward to find our answers. Perpetua is a call to journal writing practice. Even if it's just to record our dream each morning, the inner voice that greets us as we write strengthens our authenticity. That voice becomes a light, a fire that calls to us and claims us as we dare to live out its truth. So they want you to ask yourself, what is the truest statement I can say about who I am? So, especially when it comes to challenging those belief systems about only giving but not receiving, I think that's something that you might want to start journaling about and really challenging those belief systems. What does it make you feel like? Like, okay, you give, but you're scared to take. What is the core belief behind that, right? Like, what do you believe that says about you to be in receiving mode? That's the that's the pattern that needs to be challenged. Okay? So, yeah, I'm sorry, baby. Okay, hold on. I think I missed something. So, I'm kind of confused. I'll pronounce your name either. Um, Wohahono? Will I meet this person soon and will I be able to heal him? That kind of, I got questions. I got questions on that one. Okay. Um, so my question is If you have not met this person, why are you already concerned about healing them? And why, okay, think about how you want to put this without triggering the fuck. Okay. Listen, guys. It is not our responsibility to heal anyone. That's already a really bad mentality to start attracting a love partner in. Okay. Um, so I would honestly really ask yourself, like, what are you trying to fix? What are you trying to save? And if this is someone that you haven't met yet, right? If we want healthy partnerships, we don't want to already be in the fixer or saving energy, like that's codependent. That's saying I want someone that is reliant on me, you know. Um and those are things that need to really be challenged too. I've seen this person and it's like I knew him, but he keeps popping up in my dreams. It's low-key weird, but I don't know because every time I see him, he's in pain. But that's not your responsibility either way. Like the fact that you're like there's no attachment, there's no real, partnership going on here. And you know and okay, so a couple things are coming up. If But again, let me stress, it is not your responsibility to heal him, right? To say, can I heal this person? No, they need to heal themselves, just like it's everyone's individual responsibility to heal their own shit. But if you want to make someone's day, smile, give a compliment. We all have that power, right? Um, yeah, exactly. Um, so we have the power to bring light into anyone's day, right? If you see someone that is constantly in pain, be that light for them. You know what I'm saying? Just being something that's positive, and that might even trigger something in someone who's in constant pain. But, just by being a light in this world is enough to shift that energy to help brighten someone's day. But your question came across was like, how do I get into this person's life so I can fix them? That's the way that it came across. Um, could be assuming, but again, being an intuitive, that's the energy that I'm picking up. So I would definitely ask yourself, like, even if you have this, draw towards them, or, you're picking up on their energy, it's still this feeling of responsibility. But why? So I would ask yourself, is that a theme? Are you someone who attracts people? Are you someone that attracts people who need a lot of help and you end up kind of losing yourself in relationships where people need to be fixed? Those are things that I would really ask yourself. Um, so, um, am I triggering you though? But it is. These are things that I would really think about. And we all have been there because listen, I've been there. A lot of my tribe members have been there. And most empaths and sensitives do end up lost and need help. And we end up losing ourselves in the process, right? So it's really important that you ask yourself, are you giving so much of yourself in order to make someone's life better that you end up sacrificing yourself to make someone else happy? And that's something that is being mirrored back to you. And that's probably why this person's energy is so much with you, um, because it's being reflected back to you, that that pain that you're trying to fill with being needed and wanted and able to make someone's life happier, there's parts of you that is missing that too, right? So um just to let you know. But um let's pull one of these for you and give you a little bit of clarification. Okay, so I feel like this is definitely, especially with you saying, like, yes, this does happen to me a lot. I feel like these are some of the karmic cycles that you need to break, because we do have reconciliation and let your friends help you. So there could be someone that is either coming back in from your past, or um, someone because you have spent past lives with them. And again, it's that karmic cycle that keeps repeating itself, right? Being attracted to the wounded and lost and feeling like I need to help them somehow. Well, you can without getting, so involved that you're like deep in it. But it's really important that you focus on having fun with your friends, asking and accepting support from other people, like really get to that point where you feel like you're thriving in life without being in the fixer or saver mode. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's going to be a really big turning point for you. High Priestess. What does High Priestess need to know? Hmm. Okay. Wow. Interesting. So we have the High Priestess, the Chariot on the bottom. I feel like this is going to be a really big decision that you need to listen to your intuition on how you choose to move forward. But I do feel like, however you choose to move forward, it's really going to be like you really standing in your power, knowing your worth. Whether this is someone that you've known for a while and have had, you know, kind of flighty energy with, someone that might have a lot of control issues, might be a little bit manipulative, and especially with the Knight and King of Wands, like, I just, oh, he's passed on, never knew him. Maybe that's why he's coming out like that. Interesting. Um, hmm. I don't know. Because with the cards that are coming out, I mean, with the Page of Cups, this is some sort of message or is coming through that's kind of like going to propel you into really standing on your own, like really diving into your purpose and mission in this life. And like with the Empress being here, it's like starting a whole bunch of new chapters for yourself. I feel like there's a lot of forgiveness that needs to happen too, that is going to really propel you. But I feel like there's these messages that are coming through from somebody. So if you didn't really know him and he just passed, like, I don't really understand why he would come through like that. Hmm. I don't know, but take however that resonates. Um, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of good opportunities for you to perfect your trade and make some really big moves with business for sure. Um, but I feel like whoever this person is, it's kind of like um, this turning point for you, really relying on your inner senses. He's passed. Oh, I could have sworn that you just said he just passed. He's passed on 20 years ago. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Um, well, maybe this is just the message you need. Like, if he's very inspiring to you, which I don't know. That doesn't really make sense with the message that I'm getting, because the message that I'm receiving is someone who is very flighty and has a lot of control issues. Um, Someone who likes to bounce around from project to project. Um, yeah. Um, Either way, yeah. Now I'm getting fucking crosswired. So, I'm just gonna go with the message that I'm receiving, and you can take however it resonates, instead of me trying to fit it to what's coming through from you. Um, so the energy that I'm getting from this male figure, someone who could be a boss, someone who might own their own business, someone who has like a lot of drive and ambition, but can be very controlling, possibly manipulative, especially with the Knight of Wands. Someone who kind of goes in and out, very flighty energy. But I feel like overall, what this is teaching you is really about standing in your own power. And again, I do feel like there's a lot of things that are going to be shifting within your career. Um, that there's going to be some sort of communication that's coming through about like giving you more of a clear direction of how you're going to move forward in business as well. And I feel like this is really about having confidence in yourself to make some necessary moves within your career. Okay, so make sure you're listening out for these messages, but do also be aware of the energy that's coming through from this male or masculine energy, because I kind of get there's I don't know. Um, okay. So, all right. Is there anyone else? I'll take one more. One more. All right. Oh, okay. So, how do you say your screen name? Evil's dog. All right. So you got the Eight of Pentacles, my friend. So what this tells me, oh, okay. You got the Ten of Cups on the bottom too. So I feel like there could be some sort of project that you're working on, or some sort of goal that you have in mind in life. And this is something that not only are you putting a lot of effort, but a lot of detail, a lot of thought, and there could be, this process of perfecting like the way that you're going about it in life. So the more that you work on these tools, the more you work on your craft, the more you work on your trade, not only is it something to be proud of, but it's like each phase that you go through, it gets clearer, it gets more detailed, and it gets more to this point of getting closer and closer to your goal, which is the 10 of Cups, which is overall happiness, abundance, and like just being really content and feeling blessed in life is what I'm hearing. Okay. So keep doing your thing, keep working hard, pay attention to the details, and keep your intentions pure, and keep chasing that dream. Keep chasing that dream, whatever it is, because I can see that this is something that's been in the works for a while. That is my time limit. I love you guys so much. I do call in all of our spirit guides and angel team. Thank you for showing up for us tonight. I do ask that all the energies that have been tuned in tonight are sent back to the respectful individual, and allow all of us to bask in your glory. And thank you for your messages and coming through for everyone tonight. I do appreciate all the love donations, all the support, and all of the wisdom that was shared, and allowing us to all come together as a community to breathe in this divine love and support from our spiritual team. And if anyone needs help, y'all can always reach out for a personal reading for more clarification. But also remember that you are loved, you are special, you are amazing, and don't forget to keep working, keep growing, and keep evolving, my friends. So I love you. Namaste. I hope all of you have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, my friends.